You are listening to Let's Go JoJo, the weekly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast from Dynamite in the Brain and the Secret of the Sailor Madness. I hate people getting in the way there a little bit. On today's show, we have Anthony Askew.
Hello.
Dwayne Maloney.
Hello.
Niall Flanagan.
Ahoy hoy.
And me, Brian Smith. This week's episode, Emperor and Hanged Man, Part 1.
I've wrote part 2 down. I don't know why. I'm just checking. I was like, what?
Not to the future.
Yep.
But before we get to that, it's the week in JoJo's news. I found 2 pieces of interesting JoJo's news. Interesting, maybe stretching it a little bit. There are some more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure DLC. There are Shigekio Yangu from Part 4. He's a small, fat child. There is Yoshikage Kira, who is a salesman, let's say. Not say any more than that. And also there is a new costume for Johnny Joestar from Part 7.
And this is all in All-Star Battle?
Yes, this is all more All-Star Battle DLC.
How many characters does it actually have?
I don't know. I imagine quite a few.
Yeah.
Well, a few decades of JoJo, like. It's going to build up a bit of a backlog.
And the only other bit of news was that on June the 4th, JoJonium Volume 8 came out, which had a poster for Part 3. And JoJonium is the large-size re-releases of the manga with bonus material. I discovered today when I got a bit of news and I was wondering, what on earth is JoJonium?
When you mean large size, do you mean like the collected ones? Or
Yeah, large format special release.
Ah, excellent.
The first 3 parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh. Is this available online for us or just in Japan?
This is, well, I'm sure you could order it online, but it's a physical. It's on A5. But
A5. Oh, that's tiny. Well, half A4.
Let's not get into paper talk again.
Have we done that before?
We have.
Yes, you have.
Have we? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Although JoJonium, it sounds like this like mythical metal with the properties of JoJo.
I thought you were saying they named some metal, like maybe some alloy JoJo.
But you get to see the what the characters would look like if he drew them now. Because there's a bit of a style change coming when we hit Part 4.
Yeah, as he improves his thing.
Oh, I'm looking at the covers for these things. I'm not so sure I like these.
Do you think the final DLC character is going to be your man, the creator, as an immortal vampire?
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say the character which is based on him from Part 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No, I mean the manga creator.
Yes, I know, but there's a character based on him in Part 4.
What?
He based a character on himself.
Yeah. Kishibe Rohan.
He better be a
that
good
is
character.
the best thing.
Yeah, he's got the power to open you up like a book and just write down whatever he wants in there. Yeah.
Forgot about that guy. That's a pretty good power too.
Yeah. And he has a spin-off graphic novel, Revisit the Louvre in Paris, France.
Is that just about him travelling?
Yes.
He goes to the Louvre because he's like he comes like a world-famous artist, and he's like got some mystery of a spooky painting.
Oh, I like it.
That's the week in JoJo's news. So, Anthony desperately wants to do the synopsis. So, go ahead on episode 10, Emperor and Hanged Man, Part 1.
Yes, it is Part 1 and not Part 2. So, the gang are in Calcutta, in India. They realise that it's actually a very busy place, and I think it would be pretty busy, even in the 80s. So, I would love to go there, just for the record. Anyway, they're in a restaurant, and Polnareff needs to go to the toilet. And I thought they were building up for a joke here, because they mention, Polnareff says, "Oh, order whatever you want for me." So I thought there was going to be a big joke where they ordered him a really hot curry.
I thought it was going to be the joke that he was going to get, they were all going to order him pork. I thought that would have been the joke.
Ah, right. Yeah, I guess so after the moment, but yeah, he ends up in the toilet, the waiter gives him a big stick, and that stick is to push down the pig that's being fed by shit, basically. There's no other...
You could have said the pig that lives in the toilet. That would have been a nice way to put it.
There is no nice way to put this pig. And then the waiter just beats it down. Like a pig. Anyway, yeah, so, Polnareff goes for his long job or whatever else. He's washing his hands in the mirror, and he sees a reflection of a stand, that he can't see when he's normally looking out the window, only when he's looking through the mirror. It attacks him. Polnareff has crossed words with Avdol when he decides he's going to go off on his own. We're then introduced to Holhorse, who is riding on this huge elephant. Well, that's a standard-sized elephant. And he's proposed to by... Did they mention she's a princess?
He says, refers to her as royalty.
Maybe he's just getting on her good side by that. But yeah, she proposes to him. He says no. I don't know what her impact is anyway. Maybe we'll find out later. And we're then introduced to Mr. Centerfold, who was a man who was sat in some shadows. A snake comes out of nowhere. They are in a desert after all, in India. And Holhorse summons a gun, which he shoots a snake. The snake's flying towards Mr. Centerfold, and his stand cuts it into pieces. And that is the most awesome scene so far. Until we get later on. Am I right?
It's pretty neat. Yeah, it's a pretty neat
It is pretty damn awesome. The sound effects are brilliant. Just the tension. Anyway, back into Calcutta. Mr. Centerfold and Holhorse just mosey on into town like a western. And Centerfold's nowhere to be seen. There's a big standoff with Polnareff and Holhorse. They're just laughing at each other with the gun is mightier than the sword line. And then a little droplet hits a puddle. And then there's a huge standoff. And it is amazing. I don't want to say what happens at the end. We'll probably get there. But it is fantastic. By far the best episode yet. Discuss.
And it's only a part one.
The what one?
It's only a part one.
Oh, I know.
It's bound to improve in part two, right?
I'm not even just saying this, because I would love to be as good, but I can't. I don't think it's going to live up to it next episode. I'm saying that now. I think this is such a great setup. I don't believe it'll deliver. I want it to, but I can't believe it. Discuss. I don't want to spoil the well, I guess we'll have to, because it is a...
Yeah, this is the...
Yeah, so...
whole point of the episode.
Avdol jumps in the way of a bullet from Holhorse's gun, which the bullet is revealed to be his stand. Jumps in the way, knocks Polnareff over. The bullet curves right back round, and Centerfold's stand, the hanged man, grabs Avdol, stabs him in the back, and the bullet shoots him in the head. And we presume he is dead. Polnareff calls him an idiot. He's angry that he was lecturing him earlier on in the episode, and that he shouldn't have gotten in the way. And we see some tears, and it is the most saddest moment we've seen so far. Polnareff is blaring his eyes out, and I actually cried. I kid you not. I don't know if I'm high emotion at the moment, but I cried. I am deadly serious. And then cuts to the preview of the next episode, and that's it. Don't even get the ending theme. It's all hype. Whew. That was a good synopsis.
Too tense for War Like an Egyptian.
It was. If it had been roundabout, I think they would have incorporated it somehow. Because that song could go on anything.
It was too sad, too tragic for the upbeat kind of rhythm of Walk Like an Egyptian. And it's kind of I just sound like they're going to play at his funeral when they're bringing the coffin out.
Oh, I don't know whether he's dead or alive. We see some steam on him, and then he stops steaming. So Magician's Red is not empowering him anymore, it seems. And I'm anxious because I think he could be dead. Obviously, a few of you may more be familiar with the story, but I think he may be dead.
Yeah, this episode was pretty dang great. Real kind of heel turn from Polnareff.
He's a bit of a jerk in this episode.
I guess it's like the actual thing that is his one desire in the entire world, besides ladies and acting the gom. Yeah, he's kind of like, yeah, fuck you guys, I gotta kill this motherfucker. That's his entire concern. Yeah, it just turned into a bit of a tool, which is weird because it starts off with a comedy moment with it.
like really funny moment with the pig and the shit. And...
Yeah, and the guy says that's an unusual toilet for India and stuff. So I'm like, why did you go to the weirdest goddamn restaurant in existence?
Is that actually a thing in India? Obviously, I understand, there's a standing up loos and whatnot, but is there...
Anthony, I'm not an international jet-setting plumber. I don't know.
I imagine it's a thing. I know there's nothing happier than a pig and shit.
It's a thing, yes.
Yeah,
A 2003 survey of sanitary relations in Goa and Kerala found that 22% of the population still use pig toilets. So, probably still in use today.
I bet those pigs have the worst breath. The worst breath.
What sort of pigs are you normally hanging out with, and what's their breath?
Well, they tend to eat cabbages and other greenery, foliage. Yeah, pigs will eat anything.
Yeah. Okay, the pig toilet, no, he reckon Raki, he was like preying upon the peers of a Japanese audience used to their space age toilets, talk to them and stuff. What if you had to go abroad on holiday in India, readers, and you had to go to the toilet in this?
The way Polnareff ran out of that toilet holding his trousers, I was like, maybe there was a bidet or something, and I was like, oh wait, he's French, that wouldn't be a problem.
I didn't know what it was going to be, I'm going to be honest.
I was like, what the fuck is the stick for? It's not for cleaning his arse, is it?
Where is that stick going to go?
Oh dear.
I don't understand why the waiter is so unbelievable. Instead of just giving it a tap on the nose.
Oh, he fucking jams it in his face.
Bang!
Oh.
It really... That pig... Yeah. Poor guy.
Very sticking his head where it shouldn't be. I'm pretty certain if I saw a head emerge from a toilet, I'd want to be violent towards it as well.
Unless you're the boss of the restaurant and you actually like that kind of thing.
Yeah, he described that with glee, I must say.
He did.
I was like, this guy has to be a stand user. Look at the face he's making.
He did. He was very well drawn for an extra.
Maybe that
was the pig.
I was going to say with the tongue stuff, maybe it was Rubber Soul come back again.
Oh man. Yeah, I was kind of sad to see Polnareff reacting the way he did. Like, as you mentioned, it is his goal to, kill Centerfold, the man with the two right hands, but you can't be mad at Avdol. He speaks nothing but the truth.
Well, Avdol kicked his ass though, remember? So maybe that is still hurting a bit.
He did. And he would have done it again if it wasn't for Joseph.
I did like that bit where he turns around to him and was like, yeah, you ran away from Dio. And he's like, oh, fuck, I kind of did. That does make me look kind of like a wuss.
Well, more than that, he was like dissing his powers of divination. I mean, that's his whole thing. Like that's gone too far upon the ref, dissing the fortune telling.
But yeah, he does also say that because he knows to run away, is that.
Yeah, he's not a fucking Egypt, like.
And also that's how he can bond with Joseph. You see, they're both experts at that secret technique.
Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Well, Joseph, he's a survivor, and so is Avdol. They've gotten a lot by this song, because they know when to pick their battles.
Besides when he says, like, we can pick anything we want off the menu, because Polnareff went to the toilet. Does JoJo say anything in this episode?
He says, remember on on a boat towards Calcutta, and Joseph and Polnareff were giving their impressions of what I think India is like, and it's like, why? There's a place where people eat curry all the time. And then they get off the boat, and I found Adol was saying, oh no, it's like a nice, like, peaceful place full of simple people, and they get off the boat and they get assaulted by the internet, because it's just people trying to sell things and give them tattoos and beg for money off them. And
yeah, I did like the way Avdol reacted to that. It's like, look, everyone's so friendly here.
Look, Avdol, it's crazy around here. This is what actually like. I know, that makes it so great.
Isn't it like a little nod to the previous episode where Kakian gets his wallet stolen? Imagine he just grabbed one of the poor beggar children and started breaking backs and...
Yeah. But it's like in the restaurant and afterwards, and right, finally, if I have a piece of quiet, and Joe just says, I really like this place.
Does he actually say that?
And Joseph saw, whoa, Jojo, do you mean that, or are you being sarcastic?
He does look like he's enjoying a nice naan bread when Polnareff comes steaming out the toilets.
Rudely interrupts.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
How do you feel about Hull Horse? He when he walked on, when he was carried on screen by that elephant, I was like, this guy is the best.
I do like the way they make him ride in, the cowboy ride in on an elephant. That's pretty genius.
That's like 5 horses.
I'm sad he's not a good guy because I want him to be part of the main crew.
He's very like Polnareff, though. They're competing for the same spot.
The jerk spot.
Yeah. Is he voiced by anyone of note? Or...
He is voiced by...
It was Jiraiya at first.
Hidenobu Kyuchi, who...
He was Franklin in Hunter x Hunter. He was the big guy with the machine gun hand.
Oh, for the fingers, yeah.
And he's Hay, who was the main guy from Darker Than Black.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And yeah, he's Toshiko in Kimono Zume.
Okay.
What about Centerfold? Do we really hear him speak?
He giggles.
Who does that giggle?
He is Takuya Kirimoto.
Yeah.
Famous giggler from the...
I only really know him from stuff. He plays like Shin in a few of the Hokuto no Ken movie specials.
Alright, okay.
And he was the Japanese voice in the live-action Speed Racer of Inspector Detector.
Nice.
And he plays different characters in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle.
Right, quick thing. Hull Horse, what is that in reference to?
Well, according to the JoJo's wiki, it is either Full Force or Hall & Oates, both of which seem a little bit of a stretch.
I was about to say that.
Or if you mash them both together, then...
Yeah. I don't think they're mashed together, but alright.
And what, do we get his stand name at this point?
It's the Emperor.
It's the Emperor.
Oh, of course, yeah. Ugh.
They haven't said any colours, but other than that, yeah.
But he's a guy who actually just declares what your stand does to somebody. That he is a stand user. No sort of detective work involved. Which is fair enough, because he is dealing with Polnareff.
Yeah, don't expect too much.
Who was going to find the man with six fingers. Not six, I'm thinking something else. The man with two right hands, just by wandering around asking people if they've seen people with 2 right hands. That was the only clue he'd got.
I love that sequence where he's angrily reacting to like Indian people going like, I don't know what you're saying, and then there's one reaction of him like, and it shows like a cow's arse, and then it's shot upon Polnareff. It's like, damn you cow, tell me your secrets.
When they mosey into town, mosey is the only word to describe it. I was like, oh, this is all gonna be great. And especially now that, like, Kakyoin, like, turns up, so you know it's all gonna go down, there's gonna be not just a one-on-one, I hope. I think it's by far been the best episode, and I would say...
And you very rarely say that.
No.
High praise indeed.
I think it was 1 week I was like, yeah, it was alright. But no, this is, such a strong episode. And so many great... I want to know more about Centerfold, you don't really see him. Has he got like a strange, like a beret on or something, or?
Is it a turban? I thought it was a turban.
It's like a kind of like a cabbie's hat.
Okay.
Yeah, I get you. Like a train conductor's hat.
Not so much that.
Okay, less of that and. I see.
It's called a mob hat, I believe.
Mob hat or mop.
A mob? No, it's not a mob hat. That's something else entirely. That's a thing that.
He's wearing a mop.
That's a thing that like a French maids wear.
Is it a newsboy cap that he's wearing? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah,
maybe. Like a newsie. Yeah.
Kind of like what was the young boy called in? What's he called? Smokey.
Did he wear a hat?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, it's both like a newsboy cap. Yeah, it's probably.
I'm sure we'll get a clear review of J. Carl's
yeah,
hat next week, and then we can have some proper hat talk. You can finally pin down exactly what hat he is wearing.
Talking of the guys, their stands. I really like your man's. Oh crap! Hall Horses is the Emperor, and
the Hanged Man.
The Hanged Man. Yeah.
Hanged Man, I think, looks really creepy, which is good, and it's just a dude in bandages with a knife. That's some serious
I was
killer
trying
shit.
to figure out which horror movie there might have been which had a monster in a mirror.
Well, that could be any kind of slasher thing with the knife thing, but the mirror thing?
I was going to say, the only thing I'd find was the
Sutherland.
the Grover Sesame Street song called Monster in the Mirror.
Or the Michael Jackson song, Man in the Mirror.
Oh, could be, yeah. When was that? When it's around that time.
Looking at the man in the mirror.
Man in the Mirror. A song made popular by Michael Jackson and written by Glenn Ballard and somebody whose first name I can't pronounce. 88, so that's about the right time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way after, but Keith Sutherland's in the film Mirrors. well after, so I guess they're probably not related.
No.
But I think it's a good idea. I've always been fascinated with the idea of a mirror, kind of, there's been something else to it.
Fascinated by the idea of a mirror. Are you a budgie?
It reminded me of the bit in, and obviously after the fact, what's that Russian film where there was like monsters? Night Watch?
Yes, Night Watch, Day Watch.
There's the bit in that where you can only see the vampires in the mirror, so he has to hold it up to his face and.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is weird because vampires don't usually show up in mirrors.
Well,
the reverse vampires.
Yeah. They can only come out in the daytime. I gotta say, Hall Horses thing is, I mean, like, it's a really good stand, but it's kind of not as interesting as the mirror guy.
I get what you're saying with the idea of but I don't know, having a gun that you can control the bullet is awesome. Is awesome. Are they going to say that he killed JFK or something crazy like that?
I don't think so.
No, it's a little before his time.
64 is when JFK.
This is 87, 88.
How many years is that? I think it's doable.
You'd have to.
You'd have to be like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the thing with Hall Horse and Polnareff, trading quips with each other and just both laughing like lunatics, thinking that they'd won the quipping match. And all the people in the market just going, what the fuck is wrong with these guys?
And then when that drip of water hits that puddle and it all just... Oh, that was so exciting. And it looks awesome as well. I love it when they change colour like that. And it shouldn't, but it just adds to the tension. I don't know why, but it does.
It's a weirdly nice indicator as to shit's going down now.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I like about Whole Horse's stand is it's another non-humanoid stand.
Yeah, that's true. It changes it up a little bit there. Yeah. Has there only been 2 non-humanoid ones?
I was going to think Hermit Purple was probably the only other one.
And the one that can be...
yeah.
What was the boat one called again?
Strength.
Oh, true, yeah, Strength.
Yeah, that was... As far as humanoid.
well, Tower of Grey was like a giant beetle.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's actually been a few.
Yeah. There's a few more to come as well. I know the sun is like a big sun.
I don't know if we brought this up again. I think we might have done earlier, but remember when Kakian, he had the drawing and that was affecting Jotaro? Do we ever see that used again? I forget if we've mentioned.
I don't think that was like. I don't think he was using the painting. I think he was basically commanding his stand by, okay, I'll paint blood in, and then you cut him there.
Oh yeah, I guess he could have been using.
It's a weird way of controlling it. I think is how it was done.
I think it was just for dramatic purposes.
Yeah.
Silver Chariot did take its armor off again though this episode.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Was that just so you would have enough speed to hit the bullet?
That was true, yes.
Yeah.
For all the good it did him.
I couldn't help but laugh in that tense moment when it goes like around the blade.
It just goes around the,
But yeah, the sound effects of like the the gunshot and stuff is awesome. And the slow-mo, the bullet time, the kind of phrase, it looks good.
But how fast was Avdol to be able to just rush in there and push him off the way of the bullet?
Never thought of that. Oh, but seeing Polnareff cry in such a way, it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. He really means it, and it's because when he starts dissing Avdol, you shouldn't have beat. I should have done it all alone. I told him. It's like, oh, you dickhead! You don't be like that to Avdol.
No, you got Harry and the Hendersons. You got, go on, get out of here! Can't you see we don't want you anymore?
If he is dead, I will be so disappointed. So, but don't say it. But I'm scared.
Yeah. How about the rendition of Calcutta? After all the lads bigger sections of it, and then they kind of render us as this one big sprawling slum, even though there are areas where it's a bit more built up and modern. I guess they don't show them though.
I mean, the only bit that kind of looks nice is with the exception of the toilets, the restaurant, which looks very similar to that Chinese they were at. I guess there's only such a kind of table that can seat that amount of many men. It did appear quite dusty and a bit of a pity there because every place else, like you said, now look pretty neat and nice.
But it is just the stereotypical. Every place they go is what kids in Japan would think of that place.
Well, maybe not kids in Japan, but what you'd think if you went on holidays there or something.
And then it becomes a western. It turns into this honky-tonk town at the end.
That could have been the idea behind it. But
I'd imagine. Sure. Yeah. I just can't wait for the next one.
I thought the whole idea was that Hirohiko Araki, he's well travelled, he's seen these places, so he knows how best to render them, but he's still kind of using the common imagining of them.
Yeah, the general cultural touchstones. Yeah.
So has Araki the influence of the locations? Are there places he's actually been at that point in time, or is it just use for part of the story?
He's very much he's been all over Europe certainly, and in places in around Indonesia. A place we actually just been past, like Singapore and Indonesia and stuff like that. As far as getting towards India, the Middle East and Africa and stuff like that, I would imagine he do his research. How else would he know about the weird pig toilet?
He guessed.
Oh, that's going in.
I said it's a great idea. I'm going to put it right into the story. What? It's real. Well, in it goes anyway.
So the truth is, if you want to make a great manga or a great story, travel the world.
Well, that's the same with One Piece. It's where has he been on holiday? Well, it's Water 7 arc, so he's been to
Venice.
Venice, yes.
It's not just Rosa, so he's been to Spain or whatever.
Yeah.
He went to this island that was half ice and half fire. So went right into the story.
I forget where that is in the world, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was really referencing a holiday. I think that might have been referencing something else.
I thought he went to maybe Sweden and there was a big fire.
It was a Christmas barbecue gone horribly wrong. He burned half a country down.
Oh dear.
So ends the week's episode of Let's Go JoJo. Be back here next week for Emperor and Hangman Part 2. And in the meantime, check out our regular podcasts at secretofthesailorman.blogspot.com and dynamiteinthebrain.com. Goodbye!
Saw a monster in the mirror when I woke up today. A monster in my mirror, but I did not run away. I did not shed a tear or hide beneath my bed. Though the monster looked at me, and this is what he said. He said, wabba, 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 woo, woo, woo. Wabba, 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 and a doodly-doo. He sang wabba, 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 so I sang it too. Do not wabba me or I will wabba you.